Welcome back to Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross. Today we have a good one, guys. We're moving from the small time, like shoplifting at Target, to the big leagues of financial fraud. Meet Johanna Garcia, the mastermind behind a $200 million Ponzi scheme that left thousands of investors defrauded. Garcia, a self-proclaimed financial expert, promised lucrative returns through her company, MJ Capital Funding, but in reality, it was all smoke and mirrors. Recently, she was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison. Garcia's story is a cautionary tale about trust, greed, and the law. Let's start with a quick video recap from NBC News about her sentencing.
Miami now, Jordan.
It was intense inside the courthouse. Victims were emotional as they spoke directly to that defendant, Johanna Garcia, someone they say they used to call Mother Teresa, today referring to her as the devil. Stephen Schulman is just one of about 15,000 investors who entrusted their money with Garcia, the former CEO of MJ Capital Funding, LLC. She operated the scheme from October 2020 to August 2021, falsely promising high returns from merchant cash advances to her investors like Schulman.
Everything was good for like 6 months, just like that. The person that delivered the check every month on the exact same day. The check that I was supposed to get didn't show up. And I tried to call him the next day, and the next day, no answer. Then I looked up and I realized that this was busted by the FBI and the SEC as a Ponzi scheme.
He tells us he entrusted Garcia with $50,000 of his hard-earned money during the pandemic, at a time he says he was reliant on his investments' returns most.
No money's coming in, no income, so I was trying to figure out how could I keep an income stream.
Victims just like Schulman, who say they've lost their life savings. Their kids have gone hungry, some even battling suicide and depression as a result of their losses at Garcia's hands, anticipating never reuniting with their hard-earned money.
I can't do anything to her. I can't get the money back. I can't do anything.
And Garcia did address the courtroom today, apologizing to those she says she has hurt. Her defense team telling us that the receivership assigned to her case has recovered about 1/3 of those misappropriated funds, and now victims like Schulman sit and wait to be financially made whole again. In downtown Miami, Jordan Kisane, 7 News.
Now that we've seen the big picture, let's delve into the legal framework that secured Garcia's conviction. At the core of this case are 3 pivotal federal charges. Number 1, conspiracy to commit fraud, found under 18 U.S.C. Section 371. Garcia conspired with others to solicit nearly $200 million from investors under false pretenses. This charge underscores the agreement to defraud and the collective effort to execute the scheme. Number 2, mail fraud, found under 18 U.S.C. Section 1341, by using mail and courier services to send fraudulent investment materials. Garcia violated federal laws. Her reliance on these communications made her vulnerable to this charge, which carries severe penalties. Number 3, money laundering, found under 18 U.S.C. Section 1956. Garcia didn't just hoard the money, she spent it lavishly, moving funds to conceal their illicit origins. Luxury vacations, high-end vehicles, and personal investments, all funded by stolen money, were part of her undoing. What makes this case unique is its evolution. Even after the FBI and SEC shut down MJ Capital Funding, Garcia continued her fraudulent activities under new companies like New Beginning Global Funding and Lionheart Capital Group. This demonstrates not just intent, but audacity. In complex cases like this, evidence is the foundation of justice. Let's break down the evidentiary standards the prosecution navigated to convict Johanna Garcia. Number 1, mere suspicion. A hunch about financial irregularities is where investigations start but hold no legal weight. Number 2, reasonable suspicion. Specific articulable facts, such as anomalies in MJ Capital's financial records, would warrant further investigation. Number 3, probable cause. This standard justifies search warrants or arrests. For Garcia, probable cause was established by fraudulent investment documents and testimonies from victims. Number 4, preponderance of the evidence. Used in civil cases, it means the evidence shows the claim is more likely true than not. Investors' civil suits against Garcia rely on this standard. Number 5, clear and convincing evidence. A higher bar requiring a firm belief in the claim's truth. This standard could apply during restitution hearings for defrauded investors. Finally, we've reached the highest standard of proof, beyond a reasonable doubt. This standard ensures that the evidence presented leaves no reasonable uncertainty in the minds of the jury or judge about the defendant's guilt. In Johanna Garcia's case, she pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit mail fraud and wire fraud. By doing so, she acknowledged that the government had sufficient evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she knowingly participated in and orchestrated a massive Ponzi scheme. Her guilty plea confirms that the prosecution's case was airtight, supported by overwhelming evidence, including fraudulent financial records, testimony from defrauded investors, and her continued criminal activity even after being shut down by federal authorities. This plea is a crucial moment. It demonstrates not only her admission of guilt, but also the strength of the evidentiary process that brought her to justice. These standards ensure fairness, but they also highlight the meticulous work required in financial fraud cases. The Johanna Garcia case is a stark reminder of how trust can be exploited for profit. This isn't just about one woman's crime, it's about the systemic vulnerabilities that allow such schemes to flourish. From conspiracy to mail fraud to money laundering, every law broken by Garcia tells a story of calculated deception. Yet it's the evidentiary process, the methodical building of a case, that ensures justice is served. Thank you for joining me here at Advocacy Alchemy. If you found today's lecture insightful, please subscribe and share. Let's hit 1,000 subscribers together. Until next time, remember the law isn't just a system, it's a shield for those who seek justice. I'll see you tomorrow on Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross. Have a good day.